All right, all right, all right. Here we go. We're excited about today's show. That's for damn sure. We got Captain Al Clowers, and as always, we got Michael Folks with us today. And oh my gosh, we are about to head into this election that is going to really define the state of fishing in California, Michael, right?
Unfortunately, they're back at it again. If we don't stop them, we're going to lose it. There's no question.
Yeah, Al, what do you think of that?
I think it's horrible. It's coming like a freight train too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, every time you turn around, they want to take away our rights to fish. It's just absolute. With all the crap going on in the world today, why, Michael, why do you think that they're in such a mission to take away fishing?
It's just on their agenda. It's one of the line items that they have that they want to abolish. And they just, they've stated 10, 15 years ago, we want to abolish fishing in the state of California. We don't think that anyone should interact with nature in any other capacity other than as an observer. So their whole agenda is to stop anybody that's interacting with nature on any level. So it's extreme left communist crap that they're pitching, and they're pitching hard. And this Prop 50 coming up here in a couple of weeks.
In less than a week.
Yeah, if it passes, they're going to redistribute all the lines, and they'll basically pack the Congress with Democrats out of California. And so I don't know, it's just so frustrating. Al, it makes me crazy even talking about it. Newscomb.
Yeah. I'm not really up to speed on a lot of it. I've been super busy, but when I think about that, it just makes me want to explode my brain.
I read something.
It's crazy. I did see the MLPA map of the new area. They want to close it all the way to OB almost. I think.
I'm surprised they don't close it from Newport until the border.
Hey, don't give them no ideas.
Or actually, let's make it from Point Conception to the border. If we're going to close it, why don't we close the whole thing?
It's crazy. I just hope there's enough of us to,
The problem, I think, Alice, like you were just saying, we're all so damn busy that it's really hard to focus on stuff that's outside of our wheelhouse. And this is something that I can't emphasize it enough. Dave's talked about it from the get-go, with the last meeting that they had up there, Fish and Wildlife. But this Prop 50, if you want to fish and if you want water in your fire hydrants, vote no. That's all it comes down to. Bottom line, just vote no on 50 if you want the right to fish and you'd like to have some water in your fire hydrants if you need them.
Right. And then as far as the MLPA and the fishing game and those meetings, I had an email come through my email where you can click, it gives you the agenda for everything. And if you sign up, you'll see all that stuff ahead of time. So if anybody's on here wondering when the meetings are, why the meetings are, go to, I believe it's dfg.org or whatever it is, and you can just click the email list and you'll have it right in front of you all the time. I mean, I clicked every box on there, even though some of them, I probably don't, but who knows? I might be a part of that too. But I mean, it's every meeting on there is in there along a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I read the other night that somebody said, our right to vote in this country, we've taken it for granted for our entire lives. I call it normalcy bias. It's just, we don't know anything else. I mean, it's just the normal is that you have the right to vote. Most of us don't exercise that right. And it is the strongest single bullet in the world is your vote.
Right. I'll tell you one thing. I was coming home from a trip the other day, and it depends what time we come in. It depends on if I get traffic or not.
Right.
But this was, I believe, this was on Saturday.
Okay.
Last Saturday, I came out of the marina by the airport, and it was packed, and there was people everywhere, and it was one of those protests. It was that protest day, right?
No King's Day.
Yeah. It's a good thing I didn't step on the pedal a couple times, But that just goes to show who wants it to pass. They're everywhere.
Yeah. It's just the whack. I mean, the people that want to pass it and abolish it, I would say that 99% of them have never fished a day in their lives.
Right.
They have no clue. So, like you said, we've got to rally. We've got to stay together. hopefully, by the grace of God, everybody will take the time to vote and vote no on 50, and we can get this thing shut down. And if we do that, I think we're going to be in really good shape for the next 6 to 8 years, no problem. But if we don't, we could be in a lot of trouble, not only in the state here in California, but nationally. So it's important. And they hide it, they bury it, and they put all this propaganda around it. Oh, save democracy, save your right to vote, all this crap. Bottom line is, no, it's all BS. And if you want to fish, vote no.
Right.
Simple. But make the effort to make your vote count. Let your voice be heard.
And if anybody's listening today and you got anything that you want to add to this or you want to bring to our attention, anything that you think matters, this is your time to voice your opinion, gang. We're going to pay attention to the comments on the show today. We are definitely going to answer any comments that you have, any questions that you might have. Something that I just can't even wrap my head around it is how the No Kings Day, the No Kings thing just blows my mind, because if you knew what a king was, you wouldn't even think that this guy that's running the country right now is a king, because first of all, you wouldn't be able to protest. If there was a king, you wouldn't be able, there's no protesting with a king. And if he acted like Hitler, there would be no protesting either, because, and something that really blows my mind, Michael and Al, he was already the president.
I know.
And he didn't do any of the things they're accusing him of, but oh boy, this time he's gonna, well, we're nine months, little bit over 9 months into this.
Yep.
And nothing's happening. None of this stuff that they're saying is happening. So you got to really, really pay attention, gang. But like Michael says and Al says, we have to stand up for our rights to fish, gang, because nobody else is going to. And Michael, you gave me this really, really spectacular video. I want to show everybody. Now, you guys may remember this president, but his words, and this was when he was the governor
of California. Yep. In the 70s. Yep.
This is happening right now. Pay attention. Listen to this.
50 years later.
Nature has left us gifts on which no monetary value can be placed. Our lakes, our rivers and forests, the mountains and the beaches, all are ours to enjoy in what must be a balanced program of use, development, and conservation. This is your state, and this is your state government. It's only right and proper that you know what we're doing to make and to keep California the kind of state each of us wants, for ourselves and for our children.
Pretty much sums it up.
Now, somebody's asking, we talking fishing or are we talking politics? Well, unfortunately, if you don't understand what's going on, Al runs a charter business. Michael ran a charter business. Michael made videos, movies, TV shows about fishing. I have been in this industry my whole life, like Al and Michael. So to think that politics do not fall into fishing or fishing does not fall into politics, gang, you better wake up. You better wake up. You're not going to be able to fish. That's what we're saying, gang. If you don't wake up to the fact that politics are running this fishing thing, and Captain Al, explain to everybody what the government makes you do just to run a charter on a daily basis, just the amount of fees you have to pay.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's endless. First, to be legal in San Diego Bay, you have to be in a marina that has a master lease. That's charter fishing is in their master lease. Second, you got to pay the port 10 to 15% of every dollar. Right? And that, being in a marina that holds a master lease where you can work out of is a blanket insurance policy. So if somebody walks down the dock to the boat, trips, breaks their neck, I have the insurance policy of the marina as well as my $1 million policy, right? But anyway, there's a lot of red tape. You got to have fish and game license. You got to have proper insurance. Your boat's got to be documented a certain way for coastwise and all this other stuff. You have to have the proper insurance. I don't know if I mentioned that. You got to be in a hosting marina, which there really is none. They're super hard to get into. You can pick up at H&M Landing if you have to.
Is Cortez still viable? Cortez Marina?
Yeah, that's where I've been at for like 14 years.
Yeah, Bill Poole used to own that.
Right. Yeah, Becky is and Ingrid are the owners now.
Right.
And Mike, I know you know him. Mike is the manager.
Okay.
His last name is I can't remember it right this second, but yeah, he's the manager. He came in about 9 years ago, and he came up to me and another charter guy, and it's like, "Hey, man, what's going on around here?" I said, "I ain't no snitch. Just open your eyes," right? And then next thing you know, Mike got in there and started 86 and a mess load of people, right? So there's only like myself, Fish Hunter, and maybe another guy that's able to do charters in there now. And it's been like that for 4 or 5 years.
Jeez. Are you on B dock by any chance? Or
I'm on K dock. I don't have a big enough boat to be on B. I wish. Yeah, I'm on K dock. And when I first got shoved into K dock, it was a mess. I mean, ODs going on. Just that place. I was on the ghetto aisle, right?
Yep.
And then Mike came in and cleaned it all up. So it's full, right, all the time.
Good. And
Mike's done a really great job about cleaning it up. Obviously we keep an eye on things for him too as well. But by me going to them before the 10th of the month to submit all my paperwork for the port and everything, and paying on time, and not cleaning fish in my slip, and not leaving blood trails from 200-pound tuna up the dock, put them in a trash can with a dolly, doing everything correctly, which you're supposed to do anyway.
Right. I
got on top of the totem pole, right? I mean, I got grandfathered in, is exactly what he told me.
Good deal.
So everything down there is I take care of that like one of my main priorities, because Marina Cortez and fishing is what feeds my family. Right?
Yeah.
So you'd be an idiot to try to hop around through hoops and stuff to do stuff wrong at the marina, because guess what? You're gonna get that cease and desist letter.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And a lot of guys got them. Right. So. But anyway, yeah, Marina Cortez is where I'm at, and Becky and Ingrid. I don't see Ingrid too much, but Becky shows up down there once a month.
Yeah, Ingrid's pretty much up at her ranch, but Becky's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Mike, Hallmark.
Hallmark, yep.
You know Mike? Yeah.
I know Mike.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, Cubby knows him really well too.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I ran out of Sea Dock for like all the years I was running the Instinct.
Oh, gotcha.
I loved it down there. So cool.
That was back when you had the field back there too?
Yep. Lloyd was running it today.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have a marina to run out of, you're out of business.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's an old fishing marina, man. That's what there was years where like I was hearing some talk about, we're going to we don't want any fishing charters in here. But then I grabbed Becky one day. I'm like, hey, what's really going on? And she goes, oh, don't worry about it. She goes, we're just getting rid of all the riffraff.
Yeah.
Because her husband, that's what he was all about. Right?
Yep.
So let me explain to everybody that's watching what we're doing today, what we're talking about. It's a fishing show.
It sucks, though. Go ahead. Sorry, David. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's an absolute fishing show, but this absolutely sucks that we have to talk about politics. But if I don't talk about it, nobody else is going to, gang, because this cost your podcast a ton of views. This cost you a ton of money to stand up for our rights to fish in the state of California. Believe me, I'm taking a hit, but if I don't stand up for this, when I watch the other shows and when I watch the other people, no one else is saying a word.
Nope.
No one's saying a word. So if somebody doesn't stand up and talk about this, gang, you're not going to know that this is happening, because as far as they're concerned, the people that want to close it, they don't want you to know.
Nope.
They don't want you to know. They don't want you to resist. They just want to close down fishing. And Captain Al, the reason I had him explain some of the things that he's up against is because even if we get this and it goes through and it keeps open, they are making it so hard for guys like Al and guys like Justin and guys like Pablo and any other person that runs a charter. They're making it so hard to just do what you love, taking people fishing, that they will do whatever they can. They'll charge so much money that you can't afford to go anymore. But first of all, they're going to try to shut it down. That's what their first main goal is. And if you don't believe us, gang, go look at on November 6th, there's going to be a discussion at the Fish and Game Commission meeting, which we're going to give out the link when they post the link, and we're going to show you guys to go on there. And you want to listen to this and you want to pay attention, because, oh my gosh, you will be blown away. But these people were appointed. They weren't voted in. These people were not voted, Michael.
No, it's all appointed by the governor.
And so they're just his little minions. Yep. And they're just doing whatever. And gang, if you know anything about the governor of the state of California has followed nobody. He creates his own set of rules. He says, if the federal government says no, he says, well, we're going to do it anyway. We got to, I don't know. It's just so hard for me to understand how, first of all, anybody could support this governor. That just blows my mind.
Beyond
and again, the state of California is one of 8 states that requires no voter ID. How does that work, Michael?
Well, you import 10 million illegal aliens, house them, give them a free place to live and free phones and free Medicare and free food, and say, by the way, you need to vote yes on Prop 50, and you don't have to do anything except show up and pick up your new free phone and vote yes. I mean, they have basically packed the House against us with like 10 million illegal aliens, and every one of them has a right to vote, and every one of their votes counts as much as your and I's do. So they've just packed the House with a bunch of colonies, and it's just disgusting. I don't know. I hate talking about it on this show, Dave, because we do want to talk about fishing, and that's what we all love to do. But Al, you hit the nail on the head. It's a locomotive, and it's already left the station. And if we don't do something quick, it's going to have run us over before we even know what happened.
Yeah, they're full speed right now. That locomotive's smoking.
Yep.
And I seen some stuff. I think it came across YouTube or Facebook of people in other group that were talking about how they're gonna get it passed, and they were all patting their backs and everything on there. Drives me crazy.
And you know what's funny is you see people that are quote unquote fishermen that are saying, well, it's about time we close some more of the coast. And I'm like, are you out of your flipping mind, gang? You don't even understand. It's not even about closures. It's about control. And you guys are just giving them I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. You're giving them the control. You're like handing them over the control, and you're like, yeah, well, it ain't about time, gang. You guys that think it's about time, you haven't been outside lately. We are so restricted on our movements than what we can and cannot do in the ocean. It ain't about time, gang. It's about time you guys all shut the hell up. And if you don't like to fish, or if you think there's no fish in the ocean, go golfing. Please leave us alone. There are plenty of fish in the ocean. if you didn't catch a fish when you went out fishing, it was because you don't know how to fish. It's got nothing to do with the fish. Let's be honest, Captain Al. It's got nothing.
It's crazy. It's bad enough. Like, we're getting into this late fall, winter stuff coming up, right? So I have to charge a certain amount of money now on a 5-hour because I got to go all the way to the 9, right? If they want to catch rockfish. Back in the day, you just turn the corner right there and set the kick. You're good to go. But now you got to weave and bob or go across the border, you know? So, yeah, it's crazy. Luckily, I live by the border, but I shouldn't have to go down there, you know?
Well, yeah. And the thing is about that is they only opened up the deep depth, the 600, right. 300 to 600, 300 to 1,000 feet of water you can fish in. What the hell are you thinking?
Who wants to take a newbie or a mom and a family and say, okay, here you go. Wait about a minute and a half and they'll be down at the bottom. Right?
And then they tell us, well, you know what? We made a mistake and there's plenty of fish. We just had our numbers wrong. But you know what? It's easier just to keep it closed. What? What are you talking about? And that's what they told us about 2 months ago, that they made a horrible mistake and that the numbers weren't right and they miscounted and there's plenty of rockfish, but you know what? We're not going to open it up for you. But hold on 1 second. Let me show you this video. Michael, you got a couple of minutes here. Watch this.
Okay.
And Al, you got a couple minutes to watch this video and then. Or let's see, which video? Oh, let's watch this one.
This is the Promar Ahi booth. Now, last night at the new product showcase, I looked at some of the lures, and the nicest lure that I saw on the shelf was the Ahi Ikara. So they have their new Ikara line of jigs. These things are absolutely incredible. I'm going to show you them up close, but we're going to talk to Dave here. Dave's going to run us through the new lures from Promar Ahi and tell us what the features are on the lures. So now you corrected me and said these were slow pitch jigs?
Yeah, they're slow pitch jigging is the new thing in the fishing industry. Everybody's doing the slow pitch thing. They're making rods for it and everything. So we came out with the Ikara line of slow pitch jigs. And the way that the fish react to them is absolutely incredible. Like you were mentioning to me, you could tell that they went to everything right. The hooks are perfectly weighted. Every part of the lure is weighted so that it flutters when it falls. And it looks just like a wounded bait fish. And it causes an unbelievable reaction bite. As we go through the line, we have them from 15 grams all the way to 150 grams.
Okay, so we're talking saltwater and freshwater.
Oh, yes, salt and fresh. I just did a seminar over at the Bass Tank, and every bass in there had the lure in his mouth at least 5 times.
First off, I just got to say, the quality and the detail on these things, you can visually walk by and see that these things are built different. I mean, the tiniest details on this, it looks like a real fish. 3D depth on the eyes. I mean, these things are unbelievable. Even the way the hooks are attached. They have like heat shrink sleeves over the tie-ons. I mean, everything was thought through on these lures that I can see from.
You really have to fish with it to appreciate it. When you watch it flutter, it's incredible. And I know you couldn't see it in the product showcase how it flutters, but you can only see what you can see, but you recognized it, which was a good deal.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try one of these in some of the invasives in South Florida. Now, if I'm fishing for bass, which ones would I go for here?
It all depends on the depth of the water. Okay. If you're going to fish the shallower water, you see the smaller bait, the largemouth bass or the peacock bass or the smallmouth chasing the small bait. This is going to replicate that small bait inside there.
Okay.
So you're going to throw this on a spinning rod with maybe some 6-pound or 8-pound because you're trying to get a reaction bite on that fish when they're on the small bait. You can't fish it with very heavy line because then it won't do the flutter as it sinks. So it's going to have to be a lighter line.
Okay.
As you move up to the weight, then you can move up on your pound test.
Now, how come they didn't put treble hooks on these?
Treble hook's not going to allow this to flutter the way we want it to flutter. We've tried different treble hooks. So the smaller treble hook will allow it to flutter, but then you won't hook it. J-hook, the way that it's weighted on here and the way that it's rigged, it's ready to go right out of the package, but you're also going to hook the fish when he eats it.
Well,
straight
Dave,
up and down.
Gang,
Gang, check out all the products over at PromarAhi.com. You can check it out all, and you can save 15% on every single product, let alone the Akara jigs, all the hoop nets, and everything to do with lobster fishing. There's so much more, from bait scoops to transfer scoops. Check out Promar Ahi and put in the code YSWG and the number 22, or simply use the QR code and you'll go shopping there and you get the discount automatically. So go check it all out. There's the QR code. And oh my goodness, Michael, I don't even know what we're going to do here. There's a petition going around, somebody just said, for asking for voter ID. You have to have an ID to do you got to have an ID to do everything. Why? What is the thought process behind not having a voter ID?
We already talked about it. There's like 10 million illegal aliens that are all left wing, supported. They're all sponsored by the left wing government, and that left wing branch of our government wants those votes, and they just open the borders and let them stream in for 4 or 5 years, and they don't want to have IDs. If they got to have an ID, they're not going to be able to vote because they're not a citizen. So it's just convoluted. It's horrible. It's a horrible situation. There's a guy in 1937 called Alowinski that wrote a book on how to overthrow a democratic society, how to overthrow a democracy. And he lists 4 or 5 items, 6 or 7 items that are right down the list. Control the media, control food, control health, control police, control medicine. That's exactly what the Democrats have done, is taken control of all these different elements. Once you've got all those under control, by having millions of people that aren't citizens voting for you, you run the country. And so it's just frightening to me to think that we've gotten this far and this far away from democracy and this far away from what this country was really all about, and are basically on the verge of turning over to a communist regime. California is already in a communist regime.
So check out this video real quick. Michael gave me a few videos. I have permission to play these because he's sitting right here, but look at this.
You'll like this.
The throbbing excitement of success and the inspiration that will drive the fishermen out in the first light of tomorrow, with the eternal hope that it will be their day for the king of fish. And on every boat, fishermen wait excitedly for the first strikes of the day.
It's all about the bite. It's putting on the right bait, getting bit, setting the hook, or getting that first bend out of the rod.
It's about the initial hookup.
It's just one of the most exciting moments anybody can have ever.
When you see something that size, you freak out.
You strip it.
He's bigger than you.
It's 150 pounds.
Giant-eyed,
overgrown minnow.
They could have come from a spacecraft.
You get tight with it.
You've got a hold of a huge creature.
Something in your heart stops.
I love it.
You can see them kind of looking at it.
Freaking aliens.
But that eye gets to it.
In the initial surge of the fish, you really can't explain it.
Lines clearing, jumping everywhere.
The line wraps around the rod and breaks off, and you're done in half a second.
It does something to your heart, your brain, everything. Everything stops.
This is the history of sport fishing. Chapter 2, From Survival to Sport.
Now we got it.
Makes me smile.
That is the best part. The bite and the hookup is the best part. I love hooking and handing.
Me too. That's what it's all about. I just want to get bit. After I'm bit, I don't care what happens. Here you go.
There you go. Have fun.
Follow this one up the side of the boat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you imagine? We could actually not be able to do this in our. We don't have much longer. The three of us. We're old men, but they could get rid of fishing here in the state of California really easily.
Yep.
And it's sad to think that we're headed for that right now. And if you guys don't understand, and we all need you to help us, I'm not done. My kids aren't done. My grandbabies need to fish. Michael wants to fish. Al and his grandchildren and They all want to go fishing.
I got a whole bunch of them little guys.
Why do you think why are there actual people that don't get it? Because you know why? Because they've never been.
Yep.
They've never, ever been. They've never seen, not even if you don't want to take the fish. How cool would it be to have your grandson or granddaughter catch a fish? That would be just the best feeling in the world. I got another video here, Michael, I want to show you.
Okay.
This one, this is pretty cool.
I remember the very first time I went fishing. I was 3 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. I didn't know what my dad did. I just know he left for work every day. When he came home at night, he was covered in salt and scales, fish scales, and I didn't even know what a fish scale was, but they were all over his shirt, his pants, his belt. I remember chewing on his belt when I was a baby because it had salt on it, and it felt good in my mouth when I was teething. I swear, I remember all this like it was I know it's hard to think that you remember this stuff when you're a little kid, but I do. 3 years old, sitting on the counter. We're going on the afternoon trip with my dad, and my mom putting my shoes on. I'm sitting on the counter telling me we're going fishing with my dad. He was running the Some Fun off the pier, and the boat was tying up to the pier, and I was sitting on the rail with my mom holding me, and she's saying, "That's your dad." And him coming out on the back of the boat, and him waving at me and saying, "Hi, David." Oh, I had no idea this was going to hit me this hard. But yeah, I'm 60 years old, and I remember it like it was right now. And then we went to go down the ramp and get on the boat. It was incredible, and that was it. I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I wanted to fish.
Oh my God.
That's like the two oldest grandsons, but the second oldest, those guys call me every Friday night. I get a call. It's my daughter, right? It's on her phone. "Grandpa, we're going fishing tomorrow." I mean, like clockwork.
Every Friday.
Every Friday, or now it's every Friday and Saturday because they're playing fall baseball. So some of them are playing baseball on Saturday. Like, "Can we go after our game?"
How old are they, Al?
11. They're 11 and 9.
Those perfect age.
They like going to the lake most of everything because they get to run the boat and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you imagine, Al? You got to tell those grandkids, "Nope. Guess what, guys? Nope, we can't go fishing."
It's already bad enough. Like right now, they know the different lakes, right? El Cap, Otay. And Mamito's like, "Hey, can we go to El Cap?" And I have to tell them no because it's closed. Because it's not closed, but can't launch a boat because the city won't put down any temporary launching facility for us. So it's already starting everywhere, from inland waters to the ocean.
It's death through 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
And this expansion of the MLPAs, the 30 by 30, all these different things are just like Michael said, death by a million cuts. It's just slow, tedious. They're in for the long haul. They are just taking a little bit at a time. And there's actually entities that are fishermen and they own tackle stores and they have clothing companies that supporting these people that want to close fishing. I don't understand.
Not either.
I don't understand it, gang, because you can't. There's no reason, like Michael says all the time, you cannot affect the population of the fish in the ocean. Not even Captain Al Clowers with the fishing pole.
You can't.
That's why they have limits and regulations and all that other stuff.
Size limits and numbers. That's all there. You cannot hurt a fishery with a rod, reel, and a piece of string.
Right.
Can't do it. I don't care how good you fish. You cannot hurt a fishery with a rod and a single hook.
Right.
You put out 10,000 miles of long lines and gill nets, circle the planet, you're going to wipe out the entire species.
Right. And then bottom draggers.
Oh, they're the worst.
Right.
Not only does it kill all the stuff that's there, it completely destroys the habitat.
Right.
So, I mean, these commercial, I gotta step up though. The commercial fishing industry within the United States has become the most regulated fishing industry in the world. So our commercial guys are adhering to what it takes to make a substantial and subsistence catch. So you can continue to fish this way because it's going to sustain the fishery. If you use these other techniques, which are indiscriminate, basically wholesale slaughter, eventually you're not going to have any fish left.
Right.
And everywhere else in the world, they don't have nearly the regulations that we do. So our commercial fisheries, our commercial fishermen in this country, I tip my hat to them. Because you think, Al, you go through a lot of regulations running a charter boat?
No, I had the one boat commercial dockside inspected. Not only the fishing regulations, but the safety regulations those guys got to go through.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
I had to go through all that stuff on my little Blackman.
It's cost prohibitive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, it's cuts through, death through 1,000 cuts. Just knock off one charter captain at a time.
Yeah, I even had to make a full-on station bill for the little 26-foot Blackman. Imagine that.
Jeez.
Right?
Crazy. Yeah.
I'm like, station bill? Dude, single-handed it. You got to make one.
But they want you to just surrender. They want you to surrender. That's the thing. They want you to surrender. They want you to give up.
Yep.
Or they want you to run illegal charters, which there's a ton of them in every harbor. There is a bunch of illegal charters running, and it's hard to get in front of that, especially like Al is so frustrated because he does everything right, Michael. And then he calls me up and he goes, man, there was 7 guys at the launch ramp today, all running illegal charters. I can't get in front of that. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. There's only one dock that they're doing it at because Coronado's not doing nothing. And not only the boat fishing guys, but I got a call 2 days ago. Dude, I'm over here trying to take my boat out of the bay, and there's 7 party boats in line waiting to pick up their clients on this little 2-boat dock.
Jeez.
And the freaking government won't do anything about it.
Yeah, they will. They'll fine you. It's ridiculous.
Harbor Police goes right by me. Right behind him goes a guy out of the launch ramp. I'm not going to say which ramp it is, but the ramp with no people. 10 minutes later, he comes back by me. He's got 5 people in there. Comes back with 5 people, goes back to the launch ramp, and then takes off with with just him in the boat. I see it all the time. It drives me crazy.
Yep.
Well, look at this video, you guys, and then we'll talk about this some more.
And whether you're an advocate of the old gear or someone who embraces the technological advances, what matters most is the quality of the experience. The essence of the sport has always been and will always be about the bite.
Now he's got it.
I want to know that I did everything that I have in my being to get that bite. It's all about the bite. The bite is the most important part of the whole thing. Go fly fishing, I want to get a bite. I want to see that fish take the fly. When he bites my line, I don't care what happens after that. I got him to bite it, I'll hand the pole to somebody else. And I want to get another bait out there or another lure out there, and I want to get the next bite. I always want a bite. So that's it. It's always been and it always will be. Like Al said, and Michael, it's all about getting bit. So we have to show you some of these videos so that you understand how passionate this is in our hearts. We got to keep fishing open in California, gang. Right?
Oh, there's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. I wish I had a solution. The solution we have is to show up.
The only thing we can do, Al, is each one of us, single vote. Your single vote may make the difference.
Right.
And most of us think, who cares? Nobody cares what I say. Nobody cares what I vote for. It's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. It's all of us working together as individuals for a common cause, and that's to preserve our right to fish. So I know it's a pain in the ass, and it's nothing we like to talk about, and it's nothing you like to think about. But please, if you love to fish, make the time to let your voice be heard, and make sure you vote no on 50 coming up.
Right, and that's easy. Send it off.
Piece of cake, but you got to do it. If we don't do it, I read a report yesterday that only 10% of registered Republicans in the state of California have submitted an early ballot.
Wow.
Only 1 out of 10 of us.
Yeah, that's not good when that train's full and they're all filled out.
No, they're coming at us full speed. They're gonna. I mean, there's nothing left. You get run over by a locomotive. There's not even enough parts to pick up the pieces, and that's what's coming at us. So the only thing we have to stop it is our vote. And I hated politics since I was a kid, but if we don't pull our heads out and stand up against these leftist, extreme environmentalists, we're not going to have any fisheries left. Period.
Yeah, and what you could do, gang, if you're like, what am I going to do? Well, first of all, this show matters. It's showing all this different stuff, and you're going to go out there and try to describe what we talked about today to your friends. Just share this with your friends. Share this. This is super important, gang, that we got to vote no on 50 because it matters more than anything. It matters.
Why do you think Sparrow spent $1.2 billion on ad campaigns in California on 50? Why do you think they're spending $1 billion to vote yes on 50? It's all politics. It's all propaganda. It's all communist propaganda. And if you see the same message repeated in enough different ways over a period of time, you start to believe it. And all they're throwing at us is a bunch of malarkey. The bottom line is, if you want to fish, if you want to preserve your rights to fish, vote no on 50. Everything else is irrelevant. Everything else is just BS.
Yeah. So. Here, one more time, because there's a bunch of people on here that didn't see this video, and there's a bunch that might have seen it, but watch it again real quick. This is the former governor of the state of California. I just want you to, this is so relevant to what's happening. This was what, 40 years ago?
Yeah, 1970s.
Nature has left us gifts on which no monetary value can be placed. Our lakes, our rivers and forests, the mountains and the beaches, all are ours to enjoy in what must be a balanced program of use, development, and conservation. This is your state, and this is your state government. It's only right and proper that you know what we're doing to make and to keep California the kind of state each of us wants, for ourselves and for our children.
Pretty much sums it up, doesn't it?
I'm pretty glad that you gave me that video, and I'm going to use that video a lot because, oh my gosh, you couldn't have summed it up better. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Where's the transparency? Where is the transparency? Like he said right there, you want to know what your government's doing. Well, what are you doing? What are you guys doing to keep us happy? To let us go outside, to let us fish in our lakes and our streams and our rivers and the Pacific Ocean. My gosh, I can't even imagine.
Me neither.
I can't imagine it. To think we've been in this for so long. In the 70s and 80s, when we were killing ourselves to catch albacore, we never even thought for 1 second they were going to close fishing. Oh my God.
Incomprehensible.
Close fishing. All we wanted to do was go to the grocery store, get some groceries, and go out fishing again. That's all. We can't even, believe me, gang, I am the very, very, very last person you would have ever heard talking politics. I hate politics. I hate it, but I got to. I got to talk about it.
You said it earlier, Al, it's the NGOs, the non-government organizations that are appointed and funded by extremists. And those are the people that are in play to set the rules and to set the regulations and say, oh, the numbers were wrong. We apologize, but we're still not going to open it up. I mean, they're just puppets. They're puppets in this system. And it's been going on for the better part of 30 years. And it's not just happening overnight. This all didn't happen just because Trump got elected 9 months ago. This has been going on for 20 to 30 years. And there's a whole subculture in this country that wants to control the way we live and the way we think and what we're able to and not do. And it's coming to a head. And you can see it so clearly, even though they got all the smoke screens up. The bottom line is they're taking away our rights as human beings. And so it's just so important. And like you were saying, the most valuable thing that we have in our arsenals is our individual vote. And your vote, your bullet, your one vote can make a difference. I know you don't believe it, and most of us don't believe it. I know I don't, I've thought my whole life, who cares what I vote? Nobody cares. It's not going to make any difference. It does make a difference. And I think we saw it worldwide or nationwide back in November a year ago when the country stood up and said enough of this. And we got to do the same thing here in the state or we're going to be screwed.
Right?
Yep.
Absolutely right.
And Michael lives in a city that is just on a mission.
God.
They want to close fishing so bad. And there's a guy that runs that whole thing to close the fishery in Laguna Beach. The last little piece of Laguna that's even open. He is on a mission to get that closed. And he's telling people on a daily basis that there are no fish left in Laguna. There are no fish left. And if we don't close this last section, we are doomed. Gang, I don't know if you've ever had a chance to fish in Laguna.
I was going to say, Laguna Beach has some of the best calico bass holes in the world. I think San Clemente rivals us, but Laguna Beach has some of the best calico bass fishing we found anywhere on the planet.
All these guys that go over to Clemente now and stuff, they would be killing it in Laguna.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Dave. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just can't believe that Michael lives in a town that wants to abolish fishing so bad. They just want to get rid of the fishing. What they told us when they put these MLPs into effect 20 years ago, they told us that if you leave Michael's, the property and the ocean in front of Michael's house open to fishing and you close the area in front of Al's house, this is how, and people believed it and they bought into this. This is how ludicrous this is. Listen, and I was there and I know this is what they said. Al's property value will go up if he doesn't have fishing boats in front of his house, and Michael's value will go down if he has fishing boats in front of his house. And people bought it and believed in it. How ludicrous is that to think that you look out your window and you don't see any boats, your property value is going to go up? Are you kidding me? It's the ocean. You want to see boats.
It's the other way around.
Oh my gosh. And then they told the fishing game at the time, well, we don't have the money to enforce this law. We can't close all of Laguna. And you know what the residents told them? We'll take care of it. We will take care of our town. So they took almost every part of Laguna and closed it all. When they lied to us and told us they were going to take a little piece, and they even closed in front of Aliso Pier, a man-made pier that was built for fishermen.
Yep.
They had to rip the pier down right after because they were like, well, oh my gosh, we got to rip the pier down. But besides that, there's a sewer pipe at Aliso Beach. There is a sewer pipe that is built in there. So that kind of went against what they said because it's just so absolute Looney Tunes. If you guys all knew the history of the MLPs and how they close these things and how they lied to the people, Oh my gosh. So that's what we're here for, is just to educate you guys and gals and get you guys involved in this, because it's coming down the tracks like a freight train, Al said.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
It's exhausting just thinking about it.
Yep.
So Al, talk to me. Tell us a little bit about how do we get on charter with you? How do we beautiful blackfin behind you?
The easiest way is just call me directly at 619-800-3474. That's 619-800-FISH. Can't forget that.
Perfect.
Or they can go to my website, CaptainClowers.com. I just redid a bunch of stuff on there. They can see the calendar now, and super easy, flawless booking system.
Cool.
And whatever they want to do, I got them covered. You want to go bay fishing? You want to go lobster fishing? You want to go to the islands? You want to go look around offshore? I have all the tools and know how to get that done on a high level.
She looks beautiful there behind you, too, sir.
Yeah, that's the Riviera back there.
Yeah, very pretty boat.
Yeah, I pride ourselves in keeping that thing pretty nice.
Yep.
Get a lot of compliments when people step on it.
Yeah, she looks gorgeous in the photograph.
Yeah. The deckhand gets beat on all the time about that stuff. Yeah. I mean, we got great weather for the people that aren't from here or around here right now and are willing or looking to come to San Diego. The weather's 75 degrees down here and the wind's about 2 knots. Santa Ana up there by you, Michael, I guess, but down here it's beautiful.
Not blowing too hard today.
Yeah. And then, fishing year round, people ask me, how's the fishing? The response to that, it's always good, depending on what you're looking for.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday we went down the islands on an 11-hour trip, and we ended up with like 48 rock cod and lingcod.
You fishing that South Ridge or?
A little bit there, a little bit of rock pile. I fished the southern part yesterday. Yeah. The ridge got going in the afternoon when the tide started dumping out.
If there's no motion, there's no bite, right?
Right. Oh, it's like clockwork, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how deep you are. It doesn't matter if it's sword fishing or rock cotton or fishing bluefin on the surface. If there's no motion, there's no bite for the most part.
They get lazy and want to fall asleep.
Yeah, they're not having to swim so hard.
Then they got to swim hard to stay in position or get an ambush spot, and they start chomping.
Yep.
Because everything is zooming by them.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like clockwork yesterday. Yesterday we were started on like a half of a 5-footer, the upper half, and it was okay, slow pick. And then I had to kind of do around with some rapalas to kill the slack tide, right? Let them eat and drink, and then I went into this area and we smoked them pretty good in the afternoon.
So Al, when you're talking about slack tide, are you talking about an hour on either side of the high or low? Is that basically your target zone that you want to try to avoid?
Yes. Sometimes a little bit more, right? Yeah. Some of the tides are shorter and some of the tides are longer.
Right.
So it could be a 7-footer, but it's a long, drawn-out tide, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get going, right?
Yeah, I like those
short tides get moving
really quick, really fast.
Yeah.
I know I love fishing the bay bass, and if that slack tide, they're not biting. High or low.
Right. I kind of got it figured out after about 70 years, though, now. So at slack tide, lately, slack tide, I've been going to get, if they have anchovy or small deans.
Right.
I pride myself on fishing the bay without getting bait, right? But lately, I had to fish on some slack tides. And I'm like, man, because I know what's going to happen when the clients get on the boat, right? There's going to be 2 hours of not catching much.
Right.
So one day I was fishing for Gravina, so I went and had to get bait, and there's a couple flats with grass on them, a lot of grass. So we've been taking the bait on those flats. I mean, you're talking 10 to 3 feet of water. Okay. And them big old grumpy spiders are chomping on that bait on slack tide. So,
were they really?
Yeah.
In the eelgrass.
In the eelgrass.
Very cool.
So that helped me a lot the last couple months on the slack tide stuff.
Yep. Definitely. It's a long time if you're on a charter for 6 hours and no bite for 2.
Sometimes it happens in the bay. I mean, they'll get a couple bites and a lot of nips, right? Because they're not aggressive.
You're just tipping at it. Yep.
Yeah, you'll catch one or two. It's like the afternoon fishing, that's a tough one too, because it depends on the wind, but the afternoons can get really tricky because typically in a certain area of the bay, the wind's blowing out of the west parallel to the conditions, right? So you're cruising down with the wind and the current. But when you have an outgoing tide and a 12 to 14 knot wind in the afternoon, it's brutal.
Yeah. And both elements are working against your opportunities.
Right. Yeah, it's tough.
You ever use a sea anchor when you're?
I do in the bay all the time.
Yeah, when you're dealing with both the tide and the wind going the same direction.
In the bay, I have a little one for that skiff, and it stays on the boat all the time, tied up. I just throw it overboard.
Yep, just slows the bait down enough where you can get bit. Otherwise, you're going too fast in that drift.
Yeah, because there's a lot of variables, believe it or not, right?
I love fishing the bay.
Right, especially you have to come down one day. We'll go smash a bunch of them.
I'd love to.
Yeah, it's still biting really good right now.
Yeah, it's nothing more fun than fishing the spotties.
Yeah, and pretty soon that back bait stuff, the birds and that bait's gonna get going. And sometimes you can take those little Arcara jigs back there, or any jig of your choice, little spoon, and chase those bird schools. You don't know what you're gonna catch: a corvina, spotted bay bass, whatever. It's pretty fun.
Little white sea bass, halibut.
All that stuff's in there. Yeah.
It's fun stuff. I like it because it's
pretty cool.
I like it because it's flat.
Yeah. Flat calm, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. And here's a really cool thing too is even on the weekends from 7 to 11, there's nobody out there.
Nope.
Right? I mean, there's a few fishermen, but there's no sailboats and there's no party boats throwing 5-foot weights. You go out there in the afternoon, you might want to take some Dramamine.
But the mornings are beautiful.
Yeah, because I have people all the time call me and say, "Oh no, we're not morning people." And I've warned them. I'm like, "Okay, it's a lot more challenging in the afternoon. You'll have sunshine, I can guarantee you that. But that's about the only thing I'll guarantee you."
What do you got going there, David?
Well, he cut himself pretty bad day before yesterday.
Oh no!
He almost bled out.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm going to show everybody here. Hold on. So,
holy crap! What did he do?
I don't know. We don't know what he did, but we came up into his room and it was blood everywhere. There was so much blood, and so I told everybody yesterday he was sleeping. I'm giving him a little bit of food right now. He is. I don't know. We talk about it all the time, how nice it would be if Marley was gone, but no. He cut himself pretty bad, and then when he got done cutting himself, then he chewed on his tail for like 20 minutes when Kelly and I weren't in the room, and we came up here, and it looked like helter skelter, dude. I jumped in, and I had blood all over me, and I went in the shower with Marley. And,
oh, jeez, David.
It was brutal, and then I wrapped his tail up now, and then he bit through the wrapping yesterday and started bleeding again. So
are you keeping him wrapped up, or are you letting him loose?
No, I'm letting him sleep. But I got an ace bandage wrapped around his tail, and it's good. But he's super tired, super worn out.
I fully apologize, but I got to jump on this other call.
Yep. Goodbye.
So Al, it was great seeing you.
Yeah, Mike.
Looking forward to fishing with you, David. Thanks so much. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and take care of Marley.
All right, buddy. See you later.
See you later. Thanks.
See you later.
All right. So Captain Al, Mike's out of here. So what's going on, buddy? You got some open party trips? You got anything going on? What are we doing?
I don't have any open party trips, but that's a good idea. I'm gonna throw some up on the community. If somebody wants to go on one, call me.
Yeah, and how do we get a hold of you? Mike Lewis, how are you, buddy? I'm glad to see you. I love that video of Jamie posted of how you proposed to her. That was pretty cool. What do we do to get a hold of you, Al? 1-800-619-800.
619-800-FISH.
Yeah.
That would call me direct. You got an open party idea, call me, whether it's lobster fishing, bay fishing, island fishing, offshore fishing. One boat yesterday had like 80 yellows on kelps, so it's not over.
Really?
Yeah.
Local?
Yeah.
Whoa.
San Diego.
The San Diego, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, 80, they had three fish the day before, 80 yesterday, and today they can't get enough people to go.
Oh my God.
And it's beautiful. It's just like a hot summer August day down here right now.
Yeah. Hey, just because I want to know, do the bonefish start biting now in the fall? Because
they're biting. Yeah, the smaller ones are biting. I got a report from one of the guys that's out, a retired guy. He said he caught about 15 or 20 of them the other day. But the 6 to 8 inch ones, it's kind of weird in the spring, late spring and summer. You catch a lot of the smaller ones, which is a good sign that they're breeding. You know, I'm not sure where the big ones are at, but yeah, the bonefish are biting. Everything's biting.
that is so cool to think that that's a fishery that most people don't even know exists. I know we talked about it a lot in the beginning of the season. We haven't really talked about it too much lately, but that bonefish fishery is insane down there.
Right? Super easy skiff fishing. Or actually, I can do it in the Riviera right now. So if they have 6 people, they're in the deeper water. But yeah, I've been fishing the Riviera offshore, making, doing bigger trips.
You think about
a lot of people. I'm getting feedback about how on here I'm just a bay guy. That's far from the truth, right? So I have that Riviera. The thing about me is I do everything, not just the bay, not just offshore, lobster trips, the whole 9 yards. You do it. You want to go catch some largemouth bass? We got that too. So it's not just about the bay; it's about the offshore stuff as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful Riviera, but the Shingari, I love fishing on that. That thing's so fun.
Yeah, I fishes 4 people, no problem. With the walk around,
Yep, well, it fished me and you just fine.
Oh yeah, 2 people, it fishes great. But like a little family of 4, 3 or 4, it's perfect.
Absolutely. I know John had a really good time with the grandkids on the Riviera.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just coming off some good trips and had a really good season, and I'm ready to continue it on. Just because it's fall and it's cold, a little chilly in the morning, doesn't mean that the fish aren't biting. So,
well all right. Captain Al, we're going to have some good game plans this week for the people, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes, sir. Like always.
Well, gang, hopefully you share this video. Next Tuesday at this time, we should be voting to no on 50, and then on the following 2 days later, we're going to vote. We're going to show up at the meeting and all just talk, tell everybody how stupid it is to close another area to fishing. That's ridiculous. Gang, I want to thank you all for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you learned a little bit about fishing. If you didn't, share this with other people that need to learn. Now, we're in a bad spot right now. They want to close fishing forever, and we all need to pay attention to what's happening.
Absolutely. Right, absolutely. Make sure you vote.
Vote, vote, vote. All right, gang. Thank you very much, Al. I'm glad you made it home in time to be on the show.
Yeah, out there playing around with my desert toys, trying to get ready for that family outing.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks for all the kind words about Marley, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Mauricio from Dana Wharf Sport Fishing joining us. It's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about where I grew up and all the great things that are going on at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing right now. So everybody watch tomorrow. It's going to be a great show. Thank you for watching today, and share the heck out of this with all your friends.